couple hours ago, something dropped from Oda himself regarding the actual One Piece, and a lot of people are talking about it. What is the One Piece? Special Project PV. Eiichiro Oda has written the secret behind the One Piece treasure, a Monkey D. Luffy in a piece of paper sunk in the bottom of the ocean. Once the series ends, the truth will be revealed. What? So like once the series ends, you'll know what the One Piece is. But beyond that, there's another secret layer regarding the truth? Okay, let's check it out.
What is the One Piece?
I don't know. What is it? Oda's office? His studio?
That answer has been determined since the very beginning.
He knew from the beginning. He never changed it. Oh my god. It is claustrophobic in here. Ain't no way this is his actual studio. I bet they made this extra clutter just to kind of add this like, yo, this is an artist. This guy is different. His studio, it's like a labyrinth. I bet they played it up.
The secret never written down. Kept in.
He never wrote it down. From the beginning, since like 1990 something. This dude had it in his mind. And he was like, yo, I'm never gonna write it. There's no way. But like, his editors, his team, none of them know it either. There's gotta be some people that does know it, right?
Kept in the mind of creator Eiichiro Oda.
Eiichiro Oda. Okay.
At long last, it has been inscribed on paper.
The truth. Sorry, I should move it here. There was a, sorry, my screen was covering it, just kind of detailing all the different events that he was doing. Not gonna lie, this is kind of reminding me of the Ashton Hall memes. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? The dude that like records himself daily vlog and it's like 6:30, got up, 6:31 and taking a piss, 6:37 making a coffee, 6:38, you know, gym, 6:39, you know, stuff like that. Okay. Cool. Oh. Damn, they sealed that away. Would anyone actually go out and look for it? I don't know. It's like, yo, this is straight up Oda just saying this is the Great Pirate Era. I left it there all in one place. Imagine he reenacts it. Dude. Imagine, and God forbid, right? God forbid this is happening. Could you imagine if Oda also had a similar condition to Roger? And before his end, he does the same shit and ushers in a new era? That'd be fucking insane.
Until the whole story is revealed.
I mean, you can't really tell where this is, right? Who knows? Arrival at a specified drop point. Who knows where this could be? I don't know. I just want to kind of call it out and say bullshit. Because like, they would have to think of the risk analysis of who's actually going to go there and find it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure they would have to thought about that contingency plan of like, you know what, someone sweating enough, a team might assemble. There could be a billionaire, some billionaire kid, nepo kid with so much resource that loves One Piece that creates a team to find this shit. You know?
Until the whole story is revealed.
How far?
The truth will rest far beyond anyone's reach.
The truth. Like, okay, just thinking about this, why doesn't this need to exist when at the end of the manga, right? Because the idea is by the end of the manga, you will know what the One Piece is, presumably. But now there's this hidden truth beyond that. So I'm saying, could you imagine Oda actually won't reveal what it is? Or maybe this is the One Piece. But how would the manga story then extend into real life and other people wanting to find the One Piece? Like, what is this thing? How does this add on to the One Piece's meaning and truth? $651 down, sea floor? It can't be just 651 meters. It's gotta be way more than that, right?
At the bottom of the ocean.
Straight at the bottom of the ocean. Okay. The One Piece does exist! It's actually so hype. And it's not as if Oda put some sort of secret object in. It's just letter. Watch this be a map. Well, because like it's just a word, and there's no way he's gonna say, you know what, the journey was the true One Piece. All this, it's gotta. They said it's a specific object. A lot of people talk about the One Piece as, you know, one day, you know, the people will have unleashed these weapons of mass destruction, like Pluton or whatever, and use it on the Red Line to crash that down. And by doing so, all, you know, 4 quadrants of the seas will unite, and that'll be the all blue. And it's gonna be also, I don't know. I don't know. A lot of people have that kind of theory too, right? There's also the Skypiea shit on the moon and the lost civilization kingdom, blah blah blah, right? But they said it's a One Piece is like an actual fucking object, and this is just a paper with just letters on it, congratulatory note to just celebrate people who embody the ideals of One Piece and the treasure hunting. Cool. It just has to do a little bit of flex. 600 million, by the way. Woo! Onwards to flagless waters. That's really cool. It's really cool. The 600 million milestone. So this was specifically to celebrate, obviously, 600 million copies being sold worldwide. What do you think this could be? Let's read some of the comments. I'm putting together a group. No. If you guys know about this, a bunch of billionaires, you know, just kind of bought a ticket to go to the bottom of the ocean for whatever reason. And this company was not very legit, and they all womp womp. The Great Pirate Era has begun. When someone finds it, fuck you, because it's just a letter. It's not an object. It's just a paper that has some words on it. And bro, if you can't read Japanese... Because like what language do you think he wrote it in? I'm sure it's not too hard to get a translator, but people go there and it's in Moonrise. Where's my fucking subtitles, bro? Almost there, fellas. What if Oda told us we got to go find the ending? That's what I'm saying, right? What if this is actually that? But that means that the One Piece, it really depends how the manga is going to conclude and what the One Piece will be revealed as. Now, if the One Piece will be an extension off of the ending of the manga into this great treasure that he's planted, it'd be kind of crazy. And it's really creative. It's actually really cool how like we're getting like real world like life involvement into it. Here's some of the quotes. Let's see this too. Actually, let's look at the most liked. It's just people kind of saying the same shit. James Cameron, do your job. Okay. View the quotes. Holy shit, Miyamoto coming in. James Cameron has a chance to do something incredibly funny. La gente no estará tan enferma para contratar todo un equipo de submarinismo no paz para ir a buscar era verdad. I don't fucking know. What does that mean? People won't be sick as to hire a whole diving team just to go for it. I mean, I think they would. And if Oda hasn't thought about this possibility, again, there's no way they haven't thought about the possibility of like people with too much fucking money that loves One Piece that will go out and try to find it. So again, right, that he must have thought about that to account for that. There's no way people could actually find it like that before the One Piece is. I refuse. I know it kind of sounds like a scam, but because of that possibility, I feel like this is just like a fake promo. And as the manga concludes, then he will plant it down there. But that kind of feels kind of fraudulent, right? Who knows? What is the One Piece special project newspaper ad? Again, the secret behind the One Piece treasure. Again, it's not even the treasure itself. This is a secret behind the One Piece treasure. So is it a map? And Monkey D. Luffy, it's the secret behind One Piece treasure and Monkey D. Luffy in a piece of paper sunk in the bottom of the ocean. That's important, right? I don't think they would fuck around with the wording specifically saying it's specifically tying in the main character and the One Piece. So however the manga's ending, you can I'm sure the theory crafters are going to be using this as content to really think more. And theory crafters like, what does this mean? How could they have done this, right? How is the manga going to end revealing the One Piece, but then you have this treasure, this truth too? I'm about to be the man marked by flames to make sure no one can find and spoil this shit. Sorry I've not watched One Piece yet, but I can tell that this motion and level of hype is only One Piece can create. It is. It's huge. Actually will be the biggest moment in anime manga history, but the end thing is it even possible to just reveal without disappointing the majority? I don't know, man. Like, ew. Conclusions are really hard to do for manga anime, and for this to kind of extend beyond just manga anime for real life is just something so unique and innovative. Oda really said leaked is Duncan in the bottom of the ocean. Genuinely the coolest everything, man. Also during the fact that it's gonna end soon. I don't know. What do you guys think this could be? I hope it's not as corny as haha. It was the friends that you made along the way, right? I feel like in a certain way, it's all about embodying, you know, this pursuit of freedom and whatever you want to do, live the life that you want to do, just like how Luffy does, right? But the One Piece still has to be an actual object. That's what they said, and they're gonna reveal this shit, right? Once the series ends, the truth will be revealed, and beyond that, what the fuck is the actual truth? Because this is just a letter. Let me know what you guys think. See you next time.